And we're live. Welcome to episode 14 of Unlikely Role Models.
Welcome to us.
All up in your business.
It has been a hot minute, man.
It really has. It's been about a month and a half, right? So 3 episodes total. But life gets in the way sometimes. That's the craziest part of the whole deal, right?
So I owe an apology for the hour late tonight, and you owe one for 6 weeks.
Okay, no. One of them was you. One of the 3 episodes was you.
I think it was a mutual thing. So maybe two and a half of them were you.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. There's only one way to solve this.
Rochambeau.
I was thinking naked wrestling in oil. Rochambeau. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Every bit of it.
Oh man, Sean Addison, what is going on, brother? Thanks for popping in here. Long time. I know we haven't seen each other in a bit. Like I said, it's been about 6 weeks altogether.
Which game we watching?
Yeah, I don't know. Rapid Davis hopping in here watching this game and about to head to bed because he always heads to bed. He knows as soon as our show comes on, it's time for bed.
Sorry about that hour later, then, bud. You're going to be a little tired in the morning.
Sean says, "Can I ref?" Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's a lot like the WWE. Refs aren't safe either.
There's nothing off limits, all right? But anyhow, so we're back. We've had 3 weeks off. We've had a lot going on. I've had my daughters are, knee deep in softball tournaments and stuff like that going on right now. I started a new position. We could talk about that for a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay. For some reason, you went from softball to, new position. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I just thought of bench warmers like I am 12.
Okay, legit, though. Now we're going to talk about this for a second. We've been to a lot of tournaments lately, right?
Yeah.
But, and my older daughter, she plays for 18U because there's just not enough girls in the area for 14U and 16U teams. So pretty much as soon as you are out of that, in that 14 realm or something, then you start playing on that 18U team, which is great. I think it builds them up and they're used to playing harder competition. And then by the time they're in high school, they're a lot better because of it, right?
Yeah.
But my other daughter plays on 12U, and there is some girls sometimes on this 12U team that are all of 6 foot tall, easy, that are just crushing balls. And I'm like, let's see that. Let's see that birth certificate.
I had the exact same thing at my son's baseball games.
Oh my goodness.
He's 6.
Yeah.
We have 2 teams. It's basically 8 and under.
Yeah.
And we have 3 6-year-olds. The rest are 7-year-olds. And then the other team has basically all the 8-year-olds.
Okay.
So my son is obviously on the younger team.
Okay.
And we went to Palmer and played their bigger boy team because they had 2 teams as well.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure 2 of them have 5 o'clock shadows. I'm like, okay, I want to see birth certificates on these guys. They're 3 times the size.
It's one of those things where okay, so I think about it and my youngest daughter, she's 12 and she's 5'6". So she's tall for a 12-year-old, or whatever. But these girls, these girls have already they look like they've been taking it already. And these girls are got some experience on them wheels, and they're looking like they're
just coming off maternity leave,
right? And they're on the 12U team. I'm like, get out of town with this. Absolutely not. Out here bench pressing other girls and stuff on the 12U team. Get out of here.
Snapping the bats over their knees. Luke here wants to know if our cuckoo clock Conor McGregor jumps out.
It doesn't, but it's a dartboard.
Basically close enough.
So there's more winning. There's more winning.
There's a lot of smack talk when it opens, if that counts for anything.
Right. It doesn't throw barricades and stuff like that, but there's more winning on that board than Conor McGregor has.
Oh. Shots fired.
He's old though. He's this point he's kind of old.
Yeah. I still wouldn't square up with him.
No, absolutely not. I'm not dumb by any means. Back in the day, in the UFC and stuff like that, you thought you had a chance, right? Because these were they looked like regular average guys just out there beating the piss out of each other. Not anymore. These guys are grown into that sport now. It's a whole different mess of things. There's 90% of the girls in MMA I wouldn't like want to like find in the dark alley, like it's a whole different type of
Well, that's
human
why
being.
every time we go out, I talk to my wife about what we can and cannot say and who we can say it to. I'm like, okay, here's the deal. There's a lot of people I could protect you from, and there's a lot of people I can't. So if you're going to talk smack to anyone, look at their ears first.
Yeah. If they look like a piece of cauliflower, leave them alone.
Don't talk to them.
Yikes.
And if they want to take you home, I'll pick you up in the morning.
Daryl Canfield says, I got a bench warmer going on here. Bench warmers going on here. There we go. And then, Tank Abbott. Tank Abbott's a perfect example. Sean says Tank Abbott would. Absolutely. Tank Abbott was a beast, and he had a big old beer belly. It looked like he was like a member of ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Do you remember that guy?
And it always looked like he wasn't even trying.
No, but he was good. But he was good. But he wouldn't. The biggest thing is there's no way he could last now, right?
No.
Like there's no way.
Too quick, too.
Yeah, he would get annihilated.
Daryl, I still love you.
Daryl says Kyle's a loser, and he spelled loser wrong.
Idiot.
God. But yeah, so it's pretty wild. If we're gonna be frank about it. Now,
Daryl's actually one. So Daryl's a friend of mine from Kearney.
Okay.
And we did like a switch swap. Like, so I played rugby, and I was actually probably in my prime back then.
Okay.
And then I got lazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? He's just like, I'm gonna join the military. I'm like, okay, dude. Dude ran, and he's like, oh, I just ran a couple miles. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, and he got bored with it. He's like, oh, I threw some weights on. And now the guy's built like a brick house. He's older than me too, and he's in the military. So I'm like, I have nothing. I can't say anything to him. There's nothing I can say to him now.
Yeah. So I had a friend that was like that too. There was he was like a burnout kid. Like he used to just do a bunch of pot and like fall asleep on my couch, and I used to like raid my couch for change because it'd all fall out of his pockets and we'd buy beer money with it. Like that was like his lot in life, was just to crash on my couch and give us beer money. And there was his nickname, and it also happened to be his last name, was Roach. So it was like, like this kid just did nothing, right? And he was a McDonald's manager for a while, and he just decided not to go to work one day, like Office Space style and stuff. And I'm like, what's this kid gonna grow up to do? Dropped out of college and everything, and then he worked like after high school, for about 6 months doing something like running like scales or something like that, like going and like doing stuff with scales. And he's just like, I had enough of this shit. And he went and signed up for the Navy. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I didn't think nothing. Here he is. It's got to be almost 20 years later at this point. Maybe not quite 20 years later. But he's still in the military. He's got this crazy attractive wife that's like a Vietnamese. 2 beautiful kids. Great house. Great career. And I'm like, this guy did nothing.
You know what? We got a podcast in your garage.
That's right. So what's up? And we have a very attractive significant others that put up with us having a podcast in my garage.
That is right.
So, Sari hopping in here. What's up? What's up? So going on to this other thing. So I got a new position. And so it's the same company I used to work for, except for now, and it's going to sound a lot fancier than it is, but I am the Northwest Regional Technical Operations Supervisor. Now, that seems really exciting, and to be fair, I am the supervisor of all the employees in Nebraska. There's 3 of them right now because we're really short-handed, which is going to come up later in the show. But still, I think it's pretty cool. So
I thought you were gonna say like assistant to the regional manager.
assistant to the assistant regional manager.
From the assistant to the assistant's regional manager.
But no. So I don't have anybody in the state, at least, that's above me as far as that. But I don't, I'm not one of those.
Did your job change, or are you still
doing? Oh,
doing?
Absolutely. My job, I went from about 20 phone calls a day to about 120 phone calls a day. I went out and spent like $89 on this set of super rad earbuds, so I didn't have to be on my phone, holding my phone all the time and stuff like that. It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of answering questions. It's a lot of putting out fires and stuff like that. It's a lot busier.
I know what that's like.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
The phone calls are almost like every time you hear it ring, and you like hear someone else's phone ring in public, you like cringe. You're like, oh, it's not mine.
Right. If it's close to that same ringtone, oh yeah. It is what it is. But and it's been rewarding, and I've been getting a ton of pats on the back and that kind of thing from upper management, which has been really cool. I feel like I'm doing a really good job considering what was given to me. I was pretty much given like a shit sandwich and said make a cake out of it. So.
Yeah.
And so it is what
it has the whip topping.
Yeah, buttercream. And so hey, thanks, Rapid Dave, for the host. Thank you, I appreciate that.
I don't have the degree to answer that question.
What?
Secret Dancer 1896 asks us if siblings should date.
Oh, geez. No. Let's just put a hard no out there.
I don't think we're south enough.
Listen, I understand that there's a whole section of a certain website that has a black and orange logo devoted to sibling encounters, but I'm gonna hard pass on that one.
Does that count?
I mean, if you're stuck in a dryer, is he still your stepbro? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, it's gotta be a gray area.
No, it's pretty black and orange. It's pretty.
See you later, Rapid Dave.
Oh man. But yeah, so shouldn't say hard. Sean off in here. I agree. Okay. Here, let's get
I
it.
actually went.
Okay.
We can get in. Actually, we'll talk about it. Why I did it.
There we go.
I went to Minnesota.
You want to pick one of those?
Men's trip, which I do every year. I take my son. We'll start with the summer shanty.
Okay.
Kick off the summer.
And I love these
my
cans.
son, my dad, my grandpa, my uncles, and nephew and stuff. We go up there, and we went to Minnesota. It was a lot of fun, and we did a lot of fishing.
Yeah.
Very little catching.
Yeah. Well, it looked like a lot of people did a lot of fishing. You did a lot of like resetting lures and.
So I don't know how it panned out. So my grandpa is like 78. He's like 80 years old, right?
Okay.
Legally blind, can't see anything. And somehow, whenever we went out, my uncles and stuff ended up on the boat, which was fine, not a big deal. But then when I wanted to go out, it's with the two 6-year-olds, a 6 and 5-year-old, and my 80-year-old blind grandfather.
Was that other kid your brother's kid or something, or what?
Yeah, it was my nephew.
Okay.
And which is fine. I actually like. So I probably won't get to do this, a ton. With Grandpa all the time, so I enjoy going out with him and making those memories.
Yeah.
But when I'm out like that, I don't do a lot of fishing. It's a lot of like hook and bobber type thing.
Yeah.
But eventually it'll be me. I mean, I'll be that guy that's waving around,
sitting on your balls, not able to hook a worm. Yeah.
So I have to just suck it up, and it's fine. I said I haven't started a lot of these, but while I was there, we went to. So these are actually from Detroit Lakes in Minnesota, and I couldn't find them. They said they don't sell them outside the brewery. This one's a summer shandy, and I actually did have this one. The other one I have not tried yet.
Okay.
And I just did a sampler on this, but it's a 4.1. Did you have the thing pulled up?
I don't. Oh, you know what? I didn't load them into the program.
So it's called Shaka Shandy, and now this is just their.
I just hear it in the background. There we go.
I think it's the rain.
Oh, it could be. That could be a part of it.
So it's a Lakeside Tavern and Brewery in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. So all their cans look the same, but I do really enjoy their logo. It's kind of just a classy old guy with a little handlebar mustache.
Like what is that, Sam Elliott mustache? Big old. So that is definitely the rain.
Yeah,
holy moly!
It's the rain. So his name was Chester Merriweather. Led a life of adventure before resting his boots and laying his roots in Lakeside, doing expeditions, perilous confrontations with mystical beasts.
Oh, cool.
So that's what this is.
So this is a shandy. So a shandy is a part beer, part juice. That's what that shandy.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. It's tasty. Grapefruit, right? It tastes like it's almost got to be grapefruit.
Thing I had kind of showed what it was in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is well, it won't affect it any.
Yeah.
I'll look up a little bit. I took pictures. Actually, this is one of the only like places I've been who had like a pamphlet,
like a menu kind of
like a menu thing.
That's pretty cool.
It gave not only did it give like the name and just order whatever, but it told you everything you needed to know, like as far as what's in it.
Like a rundown. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So it has four. Well, hold on. So it's a 4.9 ABV. The IBU is 16, and it's an American wheat, and the hops are a Willamette. How is that?
I don't. Yeah, Willamette. Yeah,
Willamette. And then the malts are 2-row white wheat.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually really enjoyed this one, and so I got it to bring back for this.
No, it's actually it's really crisp. It's light.
Yeah.
Something you could smash about a dozen of by the pool and probably not be too upset about it.
So Sean, the other ones I have are going to be from Bemidji, Minnesota, but those will be for next podcast.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Sean says nice cans. Are we talking about the ones behind our chesticles, or are we talking about the can that he has from that brewery? I need to know. And then nice logo on your glass. Yeah, it's an Avalanche glass. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I suppose, I mean, they're the closest proximity. And it's a Miller Lite one, but yeah, that's what we got going on there. Oh, that rain, now it finally stopped. I thought that was the fan the whole time. You can kick that fan back on if it wasn't loud. I thought it was that fan, but
no, definitely just the wind.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sarah and her friend are just conversating in our live, which is fine. I'll just have to read faster.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So that's kind of what we got for the lead-in on this. Talked about your trip. I guess my girlfriend's oldest daughter graduated high school too, so that was kind of cool because I went back to the school that we both went to and got to see like the new changes and stuff like that and how it's changed since I was in school and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool to go back and see that. And
yeah, their remodel's pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Really extended it out there.
Yeah, yeah. It's different, but I like it. So,
Chris, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd have exactly $3. She commented faster, Kyle.
$3 every time, right? She just giving it to her sloth style, like. Jesus. But yeah.
So, do you have some sports?
I really don't have a ton of sports, but I do have some sports. So I haven't watched a ton of sports at all, and I really don't have a lot to say. I watched golf. I watched the Masters and Scotty Scheffler, I think is how you say his last name. Won the Masters, was 10 under. It's pretty impressive.
Amateur hour.
Yeah, pretty impressive. But I am pretty excited. We got fantasy football right around the corner. Me and Kyle are in a fantasy football league. We've been in this league. Well, it started probably. Well, I think it's probably started 6 or 7 years ago, and then we took a year off or something.
1 year off. I think it's been going for 4 years. We took 1 year off, so this would be.
Maybe I thought we.
Maybe this is year 3.
I swear it's been longer than that.
No, I think you might have been in one, but the one with the fantasy group's probably only been.
I swear it's been longer than that, but maybe it's only been 4 years. Maybe. No, because no. Because it started when we started hanging out, and that's been about 6 years ago. I think in total, here's what it is. You took a year off. Remember, you boycotted 1 year.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Then
I boycotted for a year.
You boycotted for a year, and then we all took a year off, 1 year, and so that's why it feels like it's been more for me than it has for you.
That's probably true.
But he's back. He was back last year. He's back again. I don't know how much he's devoted himself to it.
The year I came back, I won it all.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
And then I got like a solid 3rd or 4th place this year.
Yeah,
really.
I was like second to last, third to last, something like that. And then, so I got something else I'm going to talk about sports, but this isn't about necessarily, professional sports, but
I have some professional sports.
it says go to bed. Hey, Kelly, what's up? So my oldest daughter, she'll be 15 in October. Instead of doing basketball next year for high school, she's going to be part of the first class of girls that are going to do wrestling at the school that they go to. So there's other schools that did a lot of it last year, but the school that they go to, it'll be the first year they do it.
They just sanctioned girls wrestling here in the state.
Oh, okay.
So and like my son wrestled, and when I went to the wrestling meets and stuff, I had no idea. Like, there is a lot of girls that wrestle.
Yeah.
Which is it's fine. It's actually I'm really happy they got their own conference now. They can go because like you look at it. So like at my son's age,
yeah,
the girls are probably just fine up until probably like that 12, 13-year-old when the boys start hitting puberty and stuff and they develop different. We still have some girls that are actually like amazing wrestlers, but they just don't have the body mass or like muscle mass to really compete like they could. And so like when they switch over to the female, like they're all girls wrestling, I think they're gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah,
Especially
that'd be
there's
awesome.
Gonna be a lot of new girls coming in.
So you didn't wrestle in high school, did you?
No, not at all.
See, and I didn't either. So I know absolutely dick about wrestling. Like, I don't know, like, I didn't even know that there was different types of wrestling. So there's like freestyle, which is a way that you can like, it kind of comes down like the points are like how many times that their back hits the mat kind of thing. So you can essentially like wrap their legs up and roll with them and get points the whole time that they're rolling and stuff like. So there's a weird version like that.
I've never been in any one of those ones.
And then there's Greco, which is a different style than like regular. I have nothing. I've got no help there.
My son has now wrestled for 2 years, and he's 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I now have the experience of a 6-year-old who's wrestled for 2 years.
Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, I did forget something. There's a phone over there on that counter. Can you grab that for me? I forgot I was gonna send something out and I forgot to.
Oh,
I know that's like in the middle of our.
Whatever, I'll just leave.
Get out of here. No, but okay. But so yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's I had a friend last year that his daughter wrestled and she won at districts and went to state and everything last year for wrestling, which I think is really, really cool. So okay, fill in for a second, Molly.
Okay, so I had a New Orleans Saints defensive end, Marcus Davenport. He finally got his finger issue resolved. So when he was blocking, he ripped some tendons, like stuff like that, and they did surgery. And he broke it on the plate, which is kind of that's where like I almost did that in high school on my growth plate, what they call it. But anyway, he resolved it by just having it amputated. So he's one finger, one digit down, but he thinks he can still pull off his side of the job on the defensive end part.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Which, I mean, you really should be. They don't predict any pain, but, I mean, it's not... Well, who's the one who came from FSC who's, like, missing a whole arm or a hand or whatever?
A hand, right?
Yeah.
I can't think what his name is either, but yeah.
But he was a beast.
Yeah, really, really good.
He got drafted, too, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he said...
So I mean, he can't give you a round of applause, but he'll rip your head off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean says I wrestled all through school, fun times. Yeah, I
was it sanctioned wrestling, or are we back to the Jello wrestling?
Saquon Barkley. There we go. No, what? Saquon doesn't. He's all there. I mean, maybe not in the head, but he's all there. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I think we're talking about, it was an offensive guy, wasn't it? Wasn't the guy that didn't have a hand? he was an offensive
Oh no, yeah, no,
lineman, right?
no, he was definitely. Well, I think he did both in FSC, but he was definitely defense.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking it was an offensive guy, or his twin brother, both, or his twin Aquan Griffith. Okay. What?
So I also kind of want to.
Saquon. Okay. Linebacker for Seattle now, I think. Okay, maybe. These are things I don't know.
So I kind of wanted to touch base, like on the allegations for Deshaun Watson.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen any of those coming out?
There's a lot.
Like, so okay.
For Deshaun Watson, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not going to victim blame. I'm not going to like say he's innocent or anything. But there is one testimony that just came through because he's got like 26 or something.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, like I don't understand how it's like one says, "Hey, guess what?" and everyone's like, "Oh yeah."
It's me too, right?
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too.
And I okay, I'm not gonna touch lightly on that. I definitely believe that there's things that happen, but okay, we'll get into it. Okay.
So
I'm
anyway,
okay with this.
So it's
hot take here.
This is the new one. I'll read it, and you
Okay.
just tell me if anything catches your interest and questioning. It says the massage therapist in the latest suit against Watson said he got an erection in the sessions in 2020 and accused the NFL star of encouraging her to touch his man parts, according to court records. So the lawsuit said Watson allegedly began to please himself and ejaculated and getting on the accuser's face and chest. Here's my question.
Yeah. Okay.
She just like, hey, what you doing there? And just like get closer look. Like, how did it get on her
just
face
went
and
off in my
chest?
hand.
Like, it don't make no sense to me. Like, as a defense attorney, that's my first question: is how?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's this hot take, and I'm not this guy. I know that there is victims of sexual assaults and everything, and Sean says seems like another black and orange video.
Well, because it goes on to say that the massage therapist was upset he didn't apologize, and then she quit massage therapy altogether.
Oh, but if he would have said sorry, she would have been cool with it.
Maybe.
Is that what she's saying?
I mean, she still got paid. He said he still paid. But okay, but if you're at the point where you're so traumatized that you quit the field altogether,
Yeah.
how did you get it on?
You're not gonna say that. You're not gonna bring that up when it happened. You're gonna wait until everybody else says it and then tag on.
So I don't know about all the other claims, but this one specifically, I'm like, I'm having some questions.
Okay, so here's my biggest problem with these, right? With these celebrity accusations. Do I think that there's plenty of celebrities out there that use their stature in the industry as like a way to get away with things, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, and some of those things are illegal? Yes, 100%. I think that there's probably very, very little of people that have a ton of money.
Oh, was it Weinstein?
And so, yeah.
I mean, that guy was uglier and all get out.
Yeah, but
no way no one came out sooner.
And so I think that there's a ton of that, right? I'm sure there's more and more of it that's probably not said than there is that's said, right? Now, do I also feel like that guy or celebrities in general or athletes in general get targeted to a certain extent because people know that they have money and so they can go and complain and this is what he's doing and whatever? So do I think he probably did something? Yeah, probably did.
Do you know who the real victims are here?
The
Browns.
people. Hi-oh! Yikes. You're right. I mean,
they gave up a lot for him.
No. There's one victim. There's one true victim. Baker Mayfield is the one true.
And they're calling him back. Hey,
dude got boned and had to sit and watch. Like, hey,
You know what Happy Gilmore was like? Oh, sorry, baby, I didn't mean that. That's the Browns trying to give Mayfeather. Well, sorry, baby, we didn't mean that.
that's why they haven't. That's why they haven't gotten rid of. Number one, he also wanted they wanted first round pick draft picks for Baker. Nobody's gonna give up a first round draft pick for Baker Mayfield. Number two, they were keeping him around. Realistically, they wanted to keep him around because they assumed that something like this was gonna come up. It's just funny because it's like, no, you're not fired. We're actually going to have you train this guy that's replacing you. And you're going to show him the ropes. And we're just going to sit here and watch you with your gimpy ass. I feel bad for him.
Did we ever hear anything more about, because the Raiders, right, were looking at Kaepernick?
Yeah, and I don't think anything ever. Yeah.
I don't know what they were seeing, because, even when he was in, though, he was still the backup.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would go out on a limb.
He had six,
someone who's older, has been out of the game.
Six games or something as a starter or something.
Yeah. So, despite everything else,
I think it was a grasp at ticket sales, if anything, right? If anybody at all got him, it was just for
kind of
ticket
publicity
sales.
stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh look, we're rehabilitating, troublemaker quarterbacks.
The one thing I will say, though, back to the Deshaun Watson accusations, for men everywhere and females, but specifically it happens to men, anyone who has false accusations and it's proven they're false should have the penalty of whatever was going to happen if it was true.
100%. I agree with that.
I am so sick of seeing these girls who will ruin men's lives and have no consequences. I think of the young African-American gentleman who lost college scholarships.
Yeah, I remember.
Everything. Yep. He did 5 years.
Yeah.
And she got a slap on the wrist. That was bad. Don't do that.
And then she admitted to lying about it.
Yeah.
Later on.
She should go to prison for twice as long for that.
Oh, yeah. Ridiculous.
His life was ruined.
The worst kind of person. I agree. The worst kind of person. Yikes. Yep. I agree wholeheartedly with you on that one. What do we got here? So we're out of sports here. You're done with sports, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's you want to crack open another one, and then we'll go into freaky facts maybe, or news, whatever you want to do.
I got a few news.
Okay, I got some news. I got some facts. Whatever you want to hop into.
Try the IPA.
We sure can.
This again.
Did you see what I did there? Can. Nah.
Gotti.
Yeah. Okay.
So this one is a Tavern IPA. It's a West Coast style IPA loaded with Centennial, Cascade, Mosaic, and citrus hops. ABV is 6%. IBU is 47. It's an American IPA. Malt is 2-row Vienna Medium Crystal. And it's just called Tavern IPA from Lakeside Tavern and Brewery.
Okay, buddy. So, I love you, but you're going to hate this beer. It's a West Coast. You're probably going to hate it. Great hop combination. I will say that, but it's going to be piney and dank, I bet.
Okay, well, I'll just do a little then.
What do we got? 6%, you said?
6%.
6%. I don't know. I think I got a bug in there. All right.
Smells like all the other ones.
It smells like all... That's what she said. Smells like all the other ones.
All right.
Oh, yeah. That smells good. Piney and dank, but it's not crazy. I really expected, but at 6%.
I mean, I still won't get another one, but
at 6%, I guess I probably would have guessed right around this, as far as how strong and overpowering it is. But it's really not. It's not super overpowering. It does have a nice piney dank resonance. Resonance. Is that's not right? Yeah, it is, right? I don't know. I don't know words, guys. I think it's really good. I think it's good, but I also really love West Coast IPAs. So I'm a big fan. So
your thing, then, all yours. It's not mine. I like the summer shandy more.
Yeah, no, this is delicious though. I really like this one. All right.
So
news stories. Are we going? Okay. You go. Let's go.
Every second week of March. There are a number of villages, so it's not even just one. It's a number of villages in Japan hold their own fertility festival.
Oh, let's go.
And all of these include representation of giant penises. So as spring is the time for growth and renewal, the festival also incorporates trees and nature. And so they like cut down trees.
Dick trees.
Everyone's like, hey, it's a cool Christmas tree. We're going to make a dick tree.
Dick tree.
So this year's was over 1,300 pounds. And so anyway.
Sean says I'm out then. Do you not have the required equipment, or are you saying that you don't want to make a tree?
Easy.
The old dick tree. I would love to go to this festival. I think going to a penis festival would just be just the top.
It just looks like a giant bachelorette party.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all the things are shaped like that. There's one guy with a hat shaped like a penis. And
Sean says too large. Yikes.
No, it's in Japan. You should be fine.
Yeah. Oh, Rafa, look at white boy. But yeah, no.
But so not only did they make the giant wood one.
Okay.
They
only one big wood one.
Maybe per village. It says number of villages, but one per village.
Okay.
At least.
Okay.
They have all the women who were married within the last 12 months of that date sit on it, and the town will carry them around, and it's supposed to promote their fertility and
Jiminy
get them all
Christmas.
ready.
So you're talking a log ride.
This is like all I can imagine. This is like Japan's version of like the Burning Man.
It sounds like it's not such a small world after all, right? It's what it kind of sounds like. Would you look at the balls on that oak tree?
Pine cones.
Oh man. That's so
Imagine
awesome.
being the guy who gets to go out and let's go pick our tree.
Let's go pick the tree.
That one's gonna be it.
Oh man. What do they do with it afterwards? So I would assume they like chainsaw sculpt it into a large phallic member.
Yeah, they had a picture of it. Yeah, they do for sure.
Okay. What do they do with it afterwards? Does it just go to like a cave of past like tree dicks, or
they find sinkholes and they just clog them? That's how they fix their sinkholes in Japan.
Just fill it out there, filling potholes with
sinkholes.
Filling sinkholes with the old dick tree. Wow. Well, I mean that's cool. Yikes. That's a little wild. But don't get me wrong. Sign me up. We're going next year.
I mean,
we'll do a podcast from the show.
Yeah, everyone, we're gonna start a GoFundMe to start this, so we can. We're gonna go to
the festival
and do a live podcast,
and we're gonna bring any of our friends that are into small Asian women. we're gonna bring them along. They're gonna help fund the trip.
Just know anyone sitting on the tree is taken.
If they're on the tree,
phase.
Yeah, but isn't that the point? Like if you're going there, you're trying to get them on your tree. Isn't that kind of how that works?
I mean, I don't know the whole basis behind it, but
maybe it's not. Maybe
I don't know. Between anime and this festival, Japan's a bunch of perverts,
right? It's dick trees and tentacles. That's all. That's Jiminy Christmas.
It says the tradition goes back to the 1600s.
Wow. Back then it was dragons.
Dragging these nuts on their face.
Giggity. Okay.
Never before has Japan so desperately needed to increase its population. Well, heck yeah. Have you seen all the natural disasters they've had in the last 20 years? They had
it's a small island. They keep falling off.
Earthquake.
Japan's a small island. They just keep falling off the edges.
The whole population thing might have been our fault a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, only the ones with two heads. So I got this story here. FedEx man and woman crash into a FedEx truck while performing a sex act.
Definitely read this article.
Yes. So, driver suffers injuries to his private area. A Florida man distracted by receiving intimate services from his passenger, lost track of his surroundings and crashed head on into, it gets worse from here, into a FedEx delivery vehicle from Fort Lauderdale on Thursday, resulting in injury to his private area. Neither occupant of the FedEx vehicle was injured. The only package harm was the one of tentatively gift wrapped by the passenger of the SUV.
You know how, right?
Mouth hug, yeah. Yeah,
You know that her head hit that steering wheel or whatever, and those
gone.
teeth found every...
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. Makes me want to throw up. I'm telling you right now. Like, it's enough to scare me not to get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to receive...
easier ways to get circumcisions.
Oh, man. Yikes.
And I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. I mean, how far away were they from home, you know? Like...
Don't get me wrong. There's a certain amount of thrill with some, like... But, like, are you telling me that was so good that you're just, like, eyes rolling back and you're, like... I'm sorry.
Good on her, then.
Yeah, right? Like, let's go. Like, way to go, honey. Way to... You know, here's the thing. Say they reattach it. Everything's good to go, right? Everything's kosher. It works. Everything. Can you imagine the fights later on? Like, oh, yeah, well, at least I didn't bite your dick off. You want me to do it again? That's stuff like that. That's what I hear these fights turning into. Oh, yeah, you didn't do the laundry? Do we need to take care of something?
He's going to have PTSD every time.
Oh,
man. Get out of here.
Hit the brakes too hard and he just, like, locks up. Oh, man. Just ask John
Red lights
Bobbitt.
are the most terrifying thing to him now.
Oh, man. She just does this to him and, like, he just straightens up.
By her grill.
Oh, man. That's
So, firefighters from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania extracted 2 people from a vat of chocolate after they had fallen in earlier on Thursday. So, 2 workers had apparently fell in this vat of chocolate.
You have to read the fine print when you sign the contract to walk into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
That's what I said. Like, as a fireman, like as a volunteer and stuff, if they didn't like come in like oompa, I don't even know like how many other times in their life are they ever going to get that chance.
Oh, I would have hands. I don't care how not funny in the situation it is.
If they take their coat off, they basically have the outfit.
Oh yeah, suspenders and the whole nine. Let's go.
Yeah, they just need to sing the song, drag them out, talk about the fat kid stuck in a pipe.
Yeah,
sing a song for him.
So I'm just wondering. Okay, so obviously Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, there was a chocolate river with that OSHA would have had a heyday about because there was no guards, there was nothing protecting the river. How do you fall into a vat of chocolate? That's what I want to know.
They're obviously trying to eat it.
I don't know. It said workers though, right?
Yeah. 2 of them, not just 1, 2.
I bet they were trying to like pass each other on like a walkway, and underneath it was.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, like like a. Do you remember?
My guess is
Batman
it's
back
only
in the
waist
day.
deep. Maybe they're trying to like clean some part of it or get something off, and
they fell in or something.
Fell in.
I mean,
maybe a door gave way. I don't know.
I mean, listen. In the heat of the moment, I've fallen into a chocolate picker or 2. Okay, that'll be the raciest thing I say all night.
If I was like stuck in a vat of chocolate, and the firefighters got there, like, "Oh no, come save me!" As I'm like shoving chocolate. Oh, I'm stuck.
Sean says, "Easier than you think." That's right. In the heat of battle, you just never know. One time you slip up, boom, you're in a vat of chocolate.
Chocolate river, you hope not.
Yeah.
Hope it's just a wood chip.
Oh, yikes. All right.
Do you have another story? I have one more.
I know. I definitely do hiding in here. I got 3 of them, I think. So, Burmese python hunt in Florida Everglades slated for August. So apparently this is an annual thing where they go out and they try to catch Burmese pythons in the Everglades.
Okay.
Okay. So the hunt begins on August 5th at 8 a.m. and ends on August 14th, 5 p.m. So it's just like a hunting tag or whatever.
So it's like a week.
But if you get the biggest one, or for the most pythons captured, it's $2,500 and $1,500 for the longest snake. So if you catch both the longest snake and the most, you get $4,000.
Yeah.
Last year, the first prize winner captured 223 pythons, while the $1,500 winner bagged a snake that was more than 15 feet long. Snakes must be killed humanely. Miss me with this
9
shit.
days.
Miss me with this. There's no way. You couldn't pay me enough. Are you trying to see how much it would cost, how much like work you're missing in 9 days? To see whether it's worth it to take the time off to go hunt snakes?
Like 25 a day.
Yeah, it's a lot of snakes. I'm not gonna do it. Number one, I hate snakes. That's like more than anything in the world. I'll take mice and rats and spiders and the whole nine. Miss me with snakes. I just can't do it.
I mean, I would try it. I don't know if you've ever held a python. It's not a biggie.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, 15 foot.
It's not, well, 15 foot, but
with
you're
a
not
head like.
I bet most of them are under 5.
Sean says, "I'm down. I know Christina would be too." Tony DePool says, "Who knew this was still a thing?" Tony's from Strikeout Beer.
Oh,
It's Alan. What's going on? Tony, you bastard.
I wrangle a python from every now and then.
I mean, I wrangle a python nightly, but I'm not trying to wrangle 223 of them in 9 days. Listen, most of the girls on that black and orange app can only take 5 or 6 a day. All right, these are you gotta.
I just think it's insane the number they.
You
had.
gotta pump up them numbers. Sean says I used to own a python. Yikes, dude. Absolutely not. I can't do it. I hate snakes. I just can't. Like, I tell you what, if you could hunt them with a mower, sign me up. Like, if I could.
Burn the state down.
Oh, I just can't. Oh, man. Okay, there we go.
You know what's like
Tony
the
says,
craziest
F
part,
that.
though?
Let's just burn the state down. You know what? If we got rid of Florida, there'd be a lot less news. So I'm kind of okay sticking it around.
I don't know.
Keeping
I think we
it
need
around.
Florida.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can think of other states we can drop off, but
Yeah, well, it's
I'm okay with
where we
Florida.
send old people to die and people that are just have zero common sense to drive, apparently. So, done that too. Hey, oh man, I just can't do it. I can't do snakes.
Well, you know, this python though is not native there. It's obviously
it's from
brought in.
Burma. Yeah,
Yeah, but to have that many, it's like, man, whoever started the first one's a real dick.
I would assume that's probably what happened, right?
That's supposed to be the one who started the first 2.
Or yeah, I would assume it was pets and whatever. Well, people keep alligators and all kinds of things and try to flush them down toilets.
Can't keep it in your bathtub though.
You can't keep it in your bathtub. That's
It's
right.
illegal there.
Well, depending on where you live, right?
It's illegal in Florida.
It's illegal in Florida though. Yeah, I can't. Fuck snakes.
I need to bring more snakes to the show.
Yeah, I just can't. Listen, you put your snake away. I don't want to see your snake or your Japanese fertility statue or anything.
Okay, so Luis Carlos Chase.
Chase. Okay.
He is the winner of the Vuelta at Columbia Stage.
Hand me that beer.
Yes.
Okay. Because you're not gonna drink it.
No. So anyway, he's a bicyclist.
Okay.
And he has won down in Colombia one of their big races they have.
Tour de Colombia.
I'm never going to be able to pronounce it, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
He crossed the finish line, celebrating, did everything, woo, hit the brakes too hard, swerved too hard, and ran into a photographer and knocked her out cold, right?
Okay.
Here's the catch. There's like 50 photographers there. the one he hits is his wife.
Yes. Oh, should have been talking shit. Talk shit, get hit.
Should have been supporting me earlier.
Yeah, that's how that happens. Talk shit, get hit. I bet she's like,
He's probably the same guy who was driving in California.
oh man,
Florida.
No, you know what? This is the guy. This is a guy that his biggest dream is to win this race, and her biggest thing is to nag him about every time he's trying to trying to train for this race. Like, oh, really? You think you're just gonna win if you just keep training? Blah 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 blah. So what's he do?
Still out?
Boom.
He's like, I got some winnings, and I need them all for myself.
Oh man, that's right. You're drinking out of an oil can, Tony says. It's about that size. So this is a crowler from Lakeside Tavern and Brewery. Kyle went up to Minnesota, right?
Yep.
And
these are Detroit Lakes, Minnesota's where that one's
oh,
at.
from Detroit Lakes. There we go. And this is Tavern IPA. It's a West Coast style IPA, 6%. It's pretty tasty. TJ hopping in here. What's up, TJ? If you hate snakes, whatever you do, don't turn around. Yeah, let's not. Actually,
I believe it says there's a snake in my boot.
Okay, so hold on. We're gonna talk about it. There's a snake in my pants. Yeah, I got it. I like beer. I like beer too. Go sports. Could just TJ just hopping in here with all kinds of nonsense. So I will tell you this. So it is snake season, but Nebraska really doesn't have anything for like dangerous snakes. Like way out west, you can get into like rattlesnakes a little bit, but for the most part, Nebraska
Bull snakes and gardener snakes.
is three. So there's areas where we have water moccasins. Not a lot of them, but there's areas that have water moccasins, and then bull snakes, which are non-venomous, and then garter snakes, which are just regular like garden variety, eat bugs, don't have any teeth or whatever. I don't care what they are. I hate snakes. I don't do it. I hate snakes. But there's one in this wall over here. Okay, so the only way we know this is because I saw one crawl up underneath the siding one time, and I was like, okay, nothing. I didn't think nothing of it. 2 days later, Tasha was out here, and when I wasn't here, and she went to go reach for something on that back bar area, she put her hand down, and like the snake's head came up because it was like weaving through all that stuff. I would have burnt this garage to the ground.
I've actually noticed a significant amount of snakes around my house.
Really?
A lot less spiders, but a significant amount of
Yeah,
snakes.
a lot less spiders. Oh, I can't do that. Snakes are drugs in the wall. Well, they are. There's definitely drugs, so the snakes are high in the walls.
Lot lizards or snakes.
A lot lizards. Fucking TJ. Some lot lizards have snakes. Some do.
I totally read TJ's thing. I read I hate snakes. Yeah. Also drugs and kids.
I mean, hey, listen, I'll stand beside you on this one sometimes. I also hate drugs and kids sometimes. But that makes it way better.
Because both of them give you headaches.
Because it says, hate snakes, ... Also, don't do drugs, kids. I like hate snakes, also drugs and kids. I like that way better. From now on, that's what the saying is. But yeah, I got one more. I got one more story here. Okay, so officials at the airport seize cocaine stashed in a power wheelchair. Okay, so those.
What a bunch of stiffs.
So this is a regular, like, you know, like where you've seen power chairs. They have like a cushiony, you know, seat and backrest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, he was answering some questions wrong about his. He's 22 years old, by the way. Was answering some questions about his disability wrong or whatever, and it made him kind of question it. And so they found 23 pounds of cocaine in his wheelchair, with a street value estimated at $378,000.
Did he get up and run?
It's
a miracle.
I don't know. I know, like, I saw the pictures of the chair all cut
Red
open.
Bull and cocaine give you wings.
Oh man, he could have with that much cocaine, you could have outran like Usain Bolt if he was trying to. If he was a cop for the day trying to track you down.
At this point though, like, why did they think they were gonna get away with it? You know, Like, I'm sure that some people get away with a little bit or something. But like, you're gonna go with that much, and like, yeah, I'll make it.
I mean, that's a great cover, honestly.
Yeah, but you have to assume they still check it, just like they check your luggage. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
they check your baby strollers. Why wouldn't they check your
Yeah,
wheelchair?
but I think it'd be a lot harder. There's probably metal plates in those chairs and stuff like that. It might not read them the right way, you know?
But they got dogs. Dogs will sniff everything.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but okay, so
They'll sniff your
how many times have you
fart
gone
if
to
you-
how many times have you gone to an airport and there's been a dog there though?
They always have them. I've only
Nah.
been to an airport like once though, but I've seen a dog.
Yeah, I've been to like 5 airports. I've never
Which
seen a
airport,
dog.
though, because the one in Chicago definitely has dogs.
Dallas Fort Worth, I didn't see a dog one in that whole airport when I was there.
Maybe they're sneaky dogs.
Maybe they're sneaky dogs. Maybe they're spy
Tzus.
ninja dogs. Is that what you're saying?
Ninjas.
Ninjas. Okay, we got a bunch of comments hopping in here. Let's see. Sean says drugs make kids more bearable. Agreed. Don't do drugs. Teenagers are assholes from TJ. I have a story. Okay, just a statement. Never trust a female stripper named Bob. I mean, Bobby will make me question.
Bobby, yeah.
Bobby will make me question. Stewart
I'm
is
more scared of Richards.
Stewart is also not a great stripper name. Just speaking from experience. Sean says that's nothing. Oh, 23 pounds of cocaine. TJ says cocaine is not a real drug now. Now acid, that's a real drug. Acid is something else. I agree.
I feel like they probably, like a motorized one, they probably check harder though, because you know it would be so easy to hide stuff on that.
Maybe, yeah.
Your battery
Maybe.
compartment, everywhere.
Okay, so here's the craziest thing, okay? I'm not gonna say I've had the best past in the world or whatever, but I've seen videos of how cocaine's made, and watching videos of how cocaine's made should be enough to turn anybody that does cocaine off of cocaine. Because it involves like gasoline for one. Like that, the main thing is you're soaking like the coca plants or whatever in gasoline to break stuff down. Like that's one thing.
I mean, if that's true, I mean, cocaine's got to be like through the roof expensive right now.
Okay, I mean it is true, and I'm sure it's not cheap. I'm gonna guess it's not cheap right now. Candy doesn't ruin your teeth, but meth does. TJ says. I probably agree with that. My mother got busted with closer to 150 pounds back in the day. Your mom was a
Still
beast.
in prison.
it's still in prison. Oh man, that's crazy. But back in the 90s, it was way more acceptable.
It was almost
Back in the 90s, that's how you
a little cheaper.
That's how you ran everywhere.
But like back to your thing of, like,
Now,
if you
TJ
watched
says,
it
"Now
being
I know
made-
why my nose always burns." Right? Or that bartender's mouth is numb when she puts my card in her mouth.
But back, yeah, if you see it made, you wouldn't do it. But I mean, it's the same thing to go for meth or chicken nuggets.
Or gummy bears. Like gummy bears are made out of blood tallow and stuff like that.
Oh, really? I've never actually seen how they're made.
Oh, don't. If you like gummy anything, don't look it up.
You know what's weird? So, you know, I butchered a pig a month or so ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, there's people who make like blood sausage and stuff, and I just can't wrap my mind around ever wanting to ever do that.
No, that's a hard pass out of me. Let's see. Sean says, surprisingly not. She narked. Well, there's those people out there, I suppose. Siri with big ol' eyes. Yeah, so there's definitely... you can look it up. There's a video on... I know it's on YouTube, but there was like... it was one of those shows, like an Anthony
How it's made?
It wasn't Anthony Bourdain. It was the other guy. What's the other guy? Andrew Zimmer, I think, had a video where he was down in like Colombia or whatever, and
They
like
make some pretty cool submarines down there.
and they like showed the whole process, and it was really, really wild. They go out in like the middle of the woods with all this stuff, and like some of it is like concrete powder stuff, and then gasoline, and like you have to break down, and like it's you never number
You
one.
should look at how meth's made. It's like
Yeah,
crazy.
I know.
And
Well,
you think like, why would anyone want to? I mean, it's just crazy.
well, yeah, I've seen videos because it's like
I want to know who's the first one to make any of them.
Well,
who's like
so
the first
so,
one? Like, I'm gonna do this. And
okay,
it'll
so
work out.
but like okay, realistically, meth has been made and was a medicinal thing in the 50s and 60s. They used to feed housewives meth, a formulated meth back in the day for like helping with drowsiness and things like
look
that.
How
or
that
whatever.
turned out.
Yeah,
Now
well,
they all went independent, want their own jobs.
well, that was the war, but okay. But these crazy women wanting equal rights and stuff. Jiminy Christmas. Why would you do that? Okay. So, let's see. TJ says, cocaine burns the nose, but it also burns when I pee. By the way, my mom says hi. Hi, Mom. I like YouTube videos. What's he... Okay. But the hub videos is where it's at. I agree. If you read this comment aloud, you two should make out on camera. That's not happening. Number one, we are both definitely submissive men.
You want to jump into some facts?
Yeah, we could do that. I definitely have some of those as well.
Okay, so I'll go first.
Yeah.
At birth, a panda cub is smaller than a mouse and weighs only 4 ounces.
What?
Yeah.
That's okay. That is kind of crazy. I agree with that.
Branching off from panda, I don't know if I told you about last time.
Okay.
I think we might have actually talked about it here, but China owns all the pandas in the world.
I knew that.
And that they're just on loan.
Yeah, because I talked about Walmart owning ship pallets.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the pandas and blue pallets are the same thing. It's only gay if you cup the bowls. No. It's eye contact makes you gay. It's eye contact. Come on, get with it. If that's your whole thing, is if you cup the balls you're gay, then I'm just so gay. It's not about that. It's about eye contact. Come on. Let's get on the same page here.
Horses and cows sleep standing up.
Yeah.
But they only dream when lying down. And I want to know how they even know this.
Brain activity, I would assume. Right?
I mean,
like they probably
it makes sense, but like, why would you pay a bunch of money to research that? Who cares?
There was a company that paid another research firm $25 million to research memes.
What's up, Austin? Says, hey, what's up, new friend?
It's Austin Bodette. What's up, man?
Yeah, we should just do like a little snippet of like dumb research.
Yeah, no, it was
money spent on
$25 million. I don't know. I don't remember. Somebody in the government or whatever, some United States government.
It's always the government.
Somebody in the government. Got to think it was $25 million to
probably study cow farts.
No, it's memes, computer memes. $25 million. I think it's but okay. So but there's a lot that goes into that, right? So like realistically, I guess we want to break it down. All that's trends. That's probably there's a certain amount of like
serve what purpose though?
E-commerce and stuff like that. There's a ton of.
I'm saying you could research anything, but what's the purpose behind it?
Well, it's about how people think, right? That's the whole point of the government is to figure out how we think so they can control us.
That makes sense.
Okay, I've got one. So in America, it's a federal crime to use your roommate's or friend's Netflix account. So a recent court ruling found that because of a law called the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, using someone else's password could be considered a federal crime with an extremely harsh punishment. Someone who uses and violates the CFAA can face decades in prison or fines. I am going after so many exes right now. I hope you like prison and not watching.
Tricks on them because I'm the one with the Netflix account. There's so many people dependent on me right now.
Oh yeah, we're the same way on something like that. My main coping mechanism is to post stolen memes. Me too, bro. Me too.
Koala fingerprints
Yeah.
are almost indistinguishable from humans, so much so they can taint crime scenes. So if I ever like commit a huge crime,
You gonna do it with
I'm
the
gonna
koala?
bring a bunch of koalas with me.
Great idea.
They will all meet the right qualifications.
Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh. Which one is it? Is it? Oh, okay, hold on. It's one of these two, I think.
No,
Nope.
I think it's
No, is
the
it
blue.
this?
Oh,
There it
yeah,
is.
it is.
Okay. Yikes. Did you really go there? You really went there, Jiminy. Fuck.
You know what? That one just came right off the top of my head.
Oh, was it? That's
It
actually
was.
okay. It was smooth.
I was
It
not pre-planned.
It was smooth. Okay. Iceland has a dating app that stops you from hooking up with your cousin.
You know what? It's Iceland. They need that.
So I'm sure. So does Alaska. All the Inuits and stuff like that. They are like primarily inbred. Period.
Yeah.
Like
You should see the site in Alabama.
What are you talking about? It's one site with one family tree that you just log in and wait.
It's called 21andMe.
Yikes.
Ancestry.com.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure that's Alabama's dating site.
Family tree. Plenty of not plenty of fish or
Plenty
okay.
of fam.
Go ahead. You got any more?
Yeah. Oh, I was going to look this up.
Okay.
You go ahead. I'm going to look this up.
Okay. So, eye of newt, toe of frog, and wool of bat, which all sound like witches brew stuff, are archaically are terms for mustard seed, buttercup, and holly leaves. So this whole time we've been thinking that witches are out here to curse us, and they're just trying to make food recipes.
So the gift for trying to make honey mustard.
So we haven't really talked about this on this podcast at all. Did you know that like witches are actually what like witches are like come from? Like what the whole deal is on that? So
No.
originally all beer brewers were female. And so like those big pots and cauldrons were them brewing beer back in the day.
Okay.
And so and like the hats and stuff like that all has some kind of a purpose to go along with the brewing process and the whole nine. So back in the day, it was all women that brewed beer, and then they like just like everything else does, you know, they turned it around and they started seeking these women out for witchcraft and things like that because they were brewing beer. And like it was, you know,
Making them feel good.
yeah. So
Couldn't remember last night. It was her.
it was her.
It was her potion.
I got a potion for him. Here's another one for you. Camel's milk doesn't curdle,
I have concerns about that.
right? It makes sense, right? Because they're a desert-dwelling species. So if they had regular milk, it would curdle in their udders or whatever. So, I mean, it makes sense, but it's kind of a little wild. And I got
So how
one
long
more.
is it good for?
I don't know. It doesn't curdle. Doesn't mean it doesn't go bad, I would suppose.
Yeah, but then what does it taste like?
Uh,
Does it still go sour but just silky smooth?
it probably tastes like goat semen. I mean, if you know
How
what
would you know
goat
what
semen
that
is.
tastes like?
If you know what goat semen and then I got my last one here, and then we can get into yours after you finish out what you're trying to figure out here. Is no only child has been a U.S. president. So that means that every U.S. president we've ever had has not been an only child, that they've had siblings. I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know why that like has a certain amount of significance, but I think that's kind of wild to think about that no U.S. president has ever been an only child. Like I didn't know Barack had siblings, I guess.
I
And
guess I never really thought about it.
yeah, yeah, because you don't talk. You know, they usually don't talk about them. You know, it's not black sheep. So, I don't know. Vote for Donnelly.
So do you think the parents are like, I wish you were more like this guy? Wish you were
Your
more
brother's
like
the
him.
president. Oh man,
What'd you do with your life?
that'd be the worst.
Get out of my basement.
Get out of the carriage house. It's the garage. It's the carriage house. Go ahead.
Ghost crabs
Okay.
literally growl using teeth in their stomach.
What?
So it helps with like digesting food.
Okay.
But when they're like an aggressive confrontation, apparently they just grind those teeth inside their stomach, which gives them the growl.
Like it echoes? That's
Yeah,
kind of
it
crazy.
must. I don't know. I was trying to find a picture of it, but I can't find one.
Okay, I don't know that we've talked about this special animal before, but there's a special type of shrimp that moves so fast that it can break aquariums
I've
and stuff like
seen
that.
that.
Did we? I don't know if we've talked about it.
I don't know
did
if we've talked about it, but I've definitely seen or heard about it.
Yeah, there's just crazy animals in this world. I don't
Have
know.
any more comments back over there?
I bet we do. Cancel my trip to Iceland, Sean says. Oh, come
Why, is your
on.
cousin there?
I don't know. I think it's kind of probably free range for you, bud. I mean, the odds of you being related to somebody in Iceland's, probably slim, I would assume, right?
Yeah,
So that
I
means
think-
it's just free range.
Yeah.
Just out there spraying and praying.
I mean, they had to have a site to make sure they weren't dating their cousin. I mean, odds are probably in your favor.
Yeah, Alabama, maybe not so much, but Iceland, I bet you're probably good.
Take a few teeth out, you'll make it in Alabama.
Ooh, yikes! Getting a
Someone
gummy.
in Alabama's going to watch this and just hate
So,
us.
okay, so I got to talk about this a little bit, just because you fucking said something. So I got an employee, a coworker, that is really into older women, and not cougars necessarily, but just older women. And he is a smaller little emo guy, and he loves the submissive part of like a dominatrix submissive partner kind of thing. So he calls them dommy mommies. It's the greatest thing ever because we have a secretary, or not a secretary. I don't want to say that. We have a customer service representative that is in like a senior position, but she's like the front office part of our office, and he gives her so much shit. And he's like, she'll tell him something. He's like, oh, tell me in a quieter voice and tell me I'm a bad boy. It does nothing but crack me up because he every
Just
once
walk that fine line of funny and trip to HR.
yeah, oh yeah, no, I'm the trip to HR. So, but I think it's funny, so I just let it ride. But it's obviously it's not created a problem or anything, but it's super funny because he'll talk a little bit about his Tinder escapades and that kind of thing, and he's like, every once in a while I find a decent little dommy mommy, and every time he says dommy mommy, I just lose my shit. I just think it's so funny because I have to listen to a woman enough with my clothes on. There's no way I'm doing it without. It's not something I'm signing up for. I just couldn't do it. And we're okay. We don't need to get into this side of things much, but I just don't. I've even tried to be the quote unquote dom and order around. I can't. I don't play that line either. We're just in there having a good time, having some laughs, throwing some ass at each other. That's where I'm at with it. I don't go the other way. It's a real fine line, in my opinion, between being sexy and disrespectful and demeaning. And I'm that line's a little bit too thin for me to play around. So
Getting a little blurred.
yeah, I don't mind every once in a while, hey, you're a dirty little whatever, this or that, but not to the extent that some of these girls back in the day and stuff like that.
Showing their ankles and whatnot.
Yeah, showing their ankles. You don't show your ankles unless you want some.
I guess what would you rather's?
Oh, I do too. Let's get right into it.
I got some hard ones this week, I think.
I have one that's not a quote unquote would you rather, but it's a good one. So go ahead.
Would you rather have taste buds on your butthole or poop from your mouth?
Oh, poop from my mouth. Get out of town. Wait a minute, but it's taste buds either way.
That's what I said. And my personal thought is like, it might be a little more convenient if you just go from your mouth. Like if you're doing something, you're like, oh man. Bleh.
Then your breath could smell like shit all the time. Maybe, God. If you're going to taste it either way, God, do you put a mint in afterwards? Like,
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Just
gross.
chew the peanuts, I guess.
I can't.
Oh, snack.
Man, do you understand? If that was the case, you understand how much more you'd watch what you ate to where, like, oh,
Or if
nope.
the farts still come out your mouth.
Hard pass. I think it's coming out the backside either way. If it's taste buds, it's coming out the backside.
I mean, the best part about that though is you can still sit down and watch TikToks for an hour.
There you go. Until your legs fall asleep and then you have a hard time standing up.
You can't do that with your mouth.
Ugh. Especially in the heat. Out this heat like it's been, you just stick to that seat and you're like, you know what? I ain't doing anything for a while. Yikes. Okay, I got one for you. Would you rather see a live show of your favorite band or see a show of a famous band in their most popular years that don't tour anymore? Or I guess they could still tour, but like obviously not in their popular years, right? So like here's an example. The Beatles would be an example.
I'm thinking more of like 80s rock. I think I would probably do a very famous band in the most popular year.
Okay. Do you have one in mind?
Oh, I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin or a Journey type thing.
I've seen every iteration of Journey. So I've seen Steve Perry Journey. I've seen when there was another guy filling in for him. I don't remember what his name is. And I've seen
like
the Asian Journey. The Asian Journey is the best version of Journey. With the Filipino
like
guy.
Woodstock.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would. Okay, there we go. If we could erase all of this and say your most favorite band now or Woodstock 100% with the bad acid. Let's go. Like the whole nine. That's what I'm picking. My guess or my choice on this one would be famous band, and I would probably pick the Beatles in their heyday, right? Because like Elvis, prior years and stuff like that, they were so revolutionary in what they were doing at the time and everything like that. It'd be the Beatles. It'd be the Beatles, probably in the early 70s. Beatles, maybe late 60s, early 70s. Beatles, absolutely. Like during like Beatlemania, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Would
you rather have hiccups for the rest of your life, or constantly feel like you're gonna sneeze without being able to?
I think we had this one time.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm definitely picking hiccuping. No.
I think I'd take the sneeze.
Oh God, I don't know.
I feel like you'd learn to cope with it better than.
They're both so terrible. I hate hiccups though. I really do. Because how many times do I get hiccups on this freaking show? Like all the damn time. But yeah, I think I'll agree with you. Okay. Having a sneeze, I think, is where I'm gonna go with that one. Okay. Would you rather be the boss of a team of people that are just good at their job when you get that group of people? Or would you rather be a leader of a group of people that you put together yourself and built up?
I'd rather be a boss of good people.
I'll disagree with you. Like, I find myself in this predicament now, right? So what the biggest thing is, like, if you build that group of people, there's a certain amount of satisfaction you have in, like, building a team around you and everything. And then there's satisfaction when they do good. Then it's like almost like a pat on the back to you.
I'm thinking about the people who are just going to complain about everything. And I'm like, you know what? If you're already good at it, I just don't need to actually supervise too hard.
Yeah, but at the same time, then I feel like I would almost feel like at that point that I'm just filling a spot and not like doing my job.
I can handle that.
Okay. I mean, that's why you work for.
Paycheck's a paycheck.
Maybe that's why you work for what you work for. Go ahead.
Would you rather have no knees or no elbows?
Ooh. Wait a minute. I think this one we covered too. Definitely no elbows.
I chose elbows too.
Walking is way more important than getting the right stroke. I'm just saying. No, I think you could be you could still be really functional with straight arms or whatever and make it work way more than no knees. You
just walk around like you have to poop all the time.
or like you'd be walking around like you have stilts or something. Nope, out on that one. Miss me with that. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Okay, so it's not necessarily a would you rather, but if you could prevent one national disaster, including assassinations or assassinations attempts, what would it be?
JFK.
JFK?
That man was putting some stuff at light.
Yeah.
Didn't need to become to light. That man's still alive. That's what I would go.
Okay. Kenny's in here.
Every other natural disaster, they can all just die.
Definitely build one yourself. My boy Kenny's in here. What's up? I agree. Build one yourself. 100%. National disaster.
Or assassination.
JFK was definitely on top of my list.
I mean, one would think you would choose Abraham Lincoln, but let's face it, he accomplished what he set out to do. He won,
yep.
It was good. So he I don't know what else he had to offer.
How about Biden being elected president? Can I pick that?
I mean, I would call that a natural disaster.
National disaster.
You didn't give the choice of swapping assassinations.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That right there is as political as we get on this show, folks. No, I'm okay with that. Okay. What do we got going on now? We got
Grind our gears.
ooh, it's that time. It's that time, folks. It really is that time. It is. Okay. Well, it's time for Grind My Gears. The part of the episode where we bitch about stuff that's been bugging us lately. And you got one, I got one, right?
Yeah.
You go to town.
Okay, so aside, I'm not even going to talk about gas prices because everyone's upset about that, okay?
Okay.
But when I go to the gas station, specifically in Central City,
Okay.
people park at the gas pumps, and it drives me crazy. Like, if you're not pumping gas, get out of the way. I sat there for probably 10 minutes watching one guy who pulled in, pumped his gas, and left before any of the other vehicles. Like, I took his spot, and he was the last one there. I didn't even see anyone else pumping. They were just parked at the pump.
Oh, it drives me
and
nuts.
it's constantly at the one gas station there. So it's all the time there. And I try to get my rewards, my Casey's rewards. So I go there.
Yeah.
But people that park at the pump just irritate me to death.
So we talked about this very briefly earlier this week because you brought it up that if we're going to talk about it, this is going to be my grind my gears. Tasha is like the worst about gas station etiquette. There is a whole thing, right? There's certain etiquettes to pumping gas.
Yeah.
You just have to follow. You don't leave your gas pump unattended unless you're going in to pay for gas, right?
Yep.
But you never leave it in there going when you go inside. Unless you're pumping diesel won't catch on fire even with a match. Anyhow. But when there's two pumps in a line, you pull up to the furthest one, and then you park, and then you get gas from the furthest one. So that way, if somebody pulls in behind you, they can pull into that pump. She is the worst.
I will pump at the first one, but specifically because my car's gas is on the weird side, the passenger side, where most of it have it on the driver's side. So I park at the first because I anticipate the odds are someone who's coming in is going to have it on their driver's side. Like 90% of all the vehicles.
I guess I can see that. That's what you get for driving that. But I guess I can see that part of it. But
it still comes down to the etiquette where they are able to pull in without having to go around me.
Yes, oh my God, that's my biggest. She'll pull in and stop at that first one. I'm like, there's a there's a pump right there that you could just pull up to and not be in anybody's way. Somebody could pull in behind you. Ugh, it is what it is. But it just, there's gas station etiquette, and a lot of people don't know it.
They don't.
And yeah, but no, that drives me nuts too. And then, so number one, that particular gas station has a lot of problems. Number one, it has the smallest, like, area to park. Like, I never park in that.
The worst parking.
Yeah, and it's an L-shaped parking lot for a gas station. It's the stupidest.
So there was one guy who parked at the air. He wasn't getting air.
Oh.
But he parked, and it's not even really a parking spot. You only park there
but
to get air.
You can get trapped there.
Yeah. He parked there, and I needed air in my car. And I waited and waited and waited, and I finally just said, screw this. And I pulled up right behind him. I probably got like 6 inches from his truck. And I was long enough for the hose to reach my car. Right as he was coming out. And I made him sit and wait while I checked the pressure on all 4 tires.
That's super funny. Dylan Busby hopping in here. What's up, Dylan? How are you, man? That's brilliant. Way to go. All right.
You have grandma gears?
I do. And I don't know how much you can chime in on this. You guys are usually pretty full as far as staffing is concerned. Being short-staffed is a huge pet peeve of mine right now. Because I want to know where everybody went. That's what I want to know.
Yeah. That's...
Right? Because, like...
we are a little short, but not like that, because, you know, we have to have certain degrees and stuff for our position, so it's kind of secure in that way, but we still have a lot of movement. So without saying too much about my job, we're short about 7 people right now in my region, and I've had 3 different guys flake hard. Like they'll go through, they'll fill out all their paperwork, they'll do their P tests, all that stuff, pass all that. All they have to do is either send in like one more piece of paper or show up, and they'll just ghost us. No calls, no texts, no, I'm not going to do this. They'll just not show up. There's so many, and I don't know if it's a generational thing. We have people who, like, we'll call them, we'll set up an interview, and they don't even show up for the interview. And it's like, I could never imagine flaking on any interview. Like, if I'm not going to do it, I would call them and like, hey, you know, this other opportunity came up. I'm not going to be there. But just to straight up start flaking people like that. And
it happens all the time.
It's got to be a generational thing where, like, at least have the common decency to call them and let them know. Like, if... Like,
but they don't teach it in school. So that's part of it, right? There should be, just like back in the day we had family economics where we learned to sew and cook and bull crap or whatever. They should have like a job etiquette thing that they teach during high school where all of that stuff is covered.
Right? Like, I don't think there's been a job where I haven't given the 2 weeks notice.
Oh, yeah.
I could think of maybe 2 where I didn't do the 2 weeks, but I at least gave them 2 weeks notice and showed up for at least 2 days.
Well, so half of them will walk you out, right? Half of them you'll turn in your 2 weeks and they'll be like, deuces, it's time to go.
But every job I've had for probably the last 4 or 5 has had at least a 2 weeks notice, if not more.
Yeah. There's just... it goes down to etiquette again, right? There's just things that you know, if you're going to miss an interview, you call them and you just at least tell them, say, hey, you know what? I really thought about it. I wasn't interested in the job. You know, okay, cool. Thanks. We'll mark you off the list. Sorry. Blah, 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 blah. But don't waste my time. Don't have me...
Yeah, because you take time out of your day to schedule. You're sitting there ready for an interview, and then they don't show, and you're like, there's 100 things I could have been doing.
Like, so to get to a point where you have an offer sent to you with my company, you have 3 different things of paperwork and a P test and stuff, or for you to get the job, you have a bunch of paperwork, a P test, there's an abundance of things before you get the job. You're going to go through all of that, and you're going to waste all of our time and then just not show. We had a guy not show on his first day. We had a guy that all he had to do was turn in one more piece of paper and not show. And another one that was supposed to interview, and he ghosted us once we set up the interview. And it's like,
do you do the interviews now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna apply.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ghost you so hard.
Okay, that's fair. I couldn't touch what you get paid anyhow, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could go to town, Charlie Brown.
I'll wait for the offer to come through. We'll see.
Yeah, there you go. But I just think it's crazy. Just okay, nobody has work ethic anymore, and then there's people that do, and they're stuck in the wrong jobs, but they're afraid to leave jobs. But here's the crazy: everybody's hiring right now. Where did everybody go? There's not a chance in hell that all those special bonuses for unemployment and stuff like that all went out the window. So what are these people doing?
Right,
There's
got the
not
same one I got.
Yeah, they're not sitting there. I'm sorry, but there's not 200,000 dudes in like the tri-state area with OnlyFans that they're just sitting at home, just making thousands of dollars.
Waitresses anymore.
That's
Could be the nursing shortage too.
That could be part of that, but not across the board, right?
No.
And I just don't get it. It just blows my mind. So it is what it is, but it just blows my mind. But so I guess we're kind of to the end here. What do we got coming up that you can think of?
Swedish festivals this weekend in Stromsburg.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is that where you're going to do that? I'm going to
Yeah,
be.
well, I'm on the fire department. We're going to go through the parade.
Okay. I've got Lone Tree Days are coming up. My company will be in the parade for that, and stuff like that. I got a softball tournament Seward this weekend with the girls. Both of them are playing in that. They've both been doing really well. I've been really happy with them. So that's what I'll be doing, for like the next 3 weekends in a row. I think I have softball tournaments.
So Reagan is finally done with T-ball.
Oh.
I hate T-ball.
Yeah.
I hate it. Moving my son up a year earlier to baseball instead of keeping him into T-ball for another year was the best thing I ever did. T-ball is a waste of time. So I don't know how it works everywhere else, but specifically ours.
Yeah.
So we've had the last game, 4 kids showed up, right?
What? That's it?
4 kids. So, but anyway, usually there's like 10 or 12.
Yeah.
And the way they do it is the coach pitches like 4 balls and then he puts the tee up.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter. There's no outs. There's no count.
Yeah.
The kid will hit the ball and every kid in the infield will run for it, right? There's no logic or reason. They just do whatever.
Yeah, all of them just run to the ball. That's how that happens.
So they hit, they run the bases, then they go to the other team. They hit, run the bases. They go
and it's
back
5,
to ours.
right? Your cap is 5?
Nope. Every kid runs the bases.
Try that one.
And then each kid will bat 2 times. So they do home team, visit team, home team, visit team.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the game.
Oh,
so
geez.
it's essentially like a batting practice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could do this in the backyard without having to drive to Timbuktu and waste 2 hours of my time.
Oh yeah, but it teaches you. This next beer that we're doing real quick is from Boulevard Brewing Company out of Kansas City, Missouri. This is called Southwest Boulevard. It is a 4.5% alcohol lager with salt and lime. So it's not considered a Mexican lager, but it has stuff that should pair up with a Mexican lager. And in my opinion, they should have changed the hops and went Mexican lager on this one. But go ahead, see what you think. It's light and crispy. You'll like it, but
It's different.
it's different, right?
Yeah.
It's a little heavy on the lime, in my opinion.
I definitely do taste the lime in that.
I like the salt part of it. I think it's a little heavy on the lime. And if it was a Mexican lager, closer to like Corona with the salt and lime, it'd be way better. I think it'd be way better. But it is what it is. It's not a bad one. I do like this kind of like vintage kind of can art that it's got going on it. It's kind of got this, I don't know how you want to call it, like desert road kind of thing. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's got like an old vintage sign for the Northwest Boulevard, kind of like 50s, 60s theme Vegas kind of sign on it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we got a, excuse me, we got a giveaway coming up. It's already here. But you know what? It's the end of the episode. Let's tease it. You want to grab that out of that box and we'll show it off, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So we're gonna have our first giveaway. Nope, to your left, right there. Yep. So we're gonna have our first giveaway. So one of the first guys that I started following when I got into TikTok and started doing TikTok videos is CPS Dave. We're gonna have CPS Dave on the show coming up here in probably a couple weeks, and he sent one of his new hats for us for a giveaway. So this is you're not gonna be able to see it very good from that distance probably, but this is one of his hats that he puts out. So it's like a trucker style snapback with like the rope going across, kind of vintage, and it looks like it has a Squirt logo on it, but it actually says Squirter on it. Just, throwing that out there.
There's some like really big like Squirt fan. It's like, oh, I need that hat as my favorite drink.
Yeah.
Gets in, it's gonna be super disappointed. But
Yeah,
at the same time, super not disappointed.
So CPS Dave is a social media guy with an apparel company. He uses his social media to promote his apparel stuff. He's got a bunch of hats and beanies and shirts, and go check him out over on repcps.com. Sorry. He's got stickers, and he partners up with the Jackass Kick-Ass beef jerky company and has stuff. He also pairs up with the Liberty Funnel, which is like a Liberty Eagle beer bong kind of thing. Okay. And Muff Waders, which is like a suspenders with 5 or 6 like can holders on it.
See you later, Sean.
Yeah, oh yeah, there he goes. And so we're pretty excited. We'll have him on. He'll be a guest on this show.
We'll definitely send one of our stickers with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you'll get a little care package from us. So it'll be this. It'll be some of his stickers as well. This hat. One of our stickers, and possibly one of our shirts as well. So that's pretty rad. That'll be coming up. I would guess that giveaway is probably about a month or a month and a half away. But we're going to be probably still going every other week still on Thursdays, hopefully at 9:30. Our summers
9.
are just... what?
It's 9.
No, our normal time is 9:30. It's been 9:30 since we started. Go look at all of our.
I will.
Go look at all the promo stuff that I've made over the last 6 months, or 8 months, or 9 months, or whatever it's been now. It's been a while.
Okay, I think you're right.
Okay, so it's 9:30.
I'm gonna challenge it still.
Okay, you could challenge and be wrong, and we'll just go from there. So this hat, and like I said, this hat, some stickers from us, and a T-shirt will be our giveaway. We'll talk more about it on the next episode. I've got to get with him and kind of iron out some details as far as when he's going to be available for us. But we do have some other ones coming up this summer that we're going to be fitting in, other guests and stuff like that. We have a couple other podcasts that we listen to. Probably have them on the show. And we'll be bringing in some guests probably to the studio. A little bit too, and it should be a pretty fun little thing. We had a really busy start to the summer, and we had to take the time off. So but we're back and at it.
Full swing now.
Yeah. So be looking out for all of our stuff. If you do not follow us over on TikTok, please follow us on TikTok. It is Unlikely Role Models Pod on TikTok, all one word, as far as I think so, right? Yep. And then, so go check that out. We haven't put out a lot of videos, but we will. I'm gonna knock one out tonight, probably. And then beyond that, what else we got going on? We got just more stuff.
I forgot a 4th of July celebration soon.
Oh yeah, we got to do that too. Yeah. No, I'm pretty excited. We got a lot coming up, and we just got to fit it all in, and That's what she said. And go from there. So,
All right.
I've been Shane, aka the Horny Gnome.
I've been Kyle, just Kyle.
Just Kyle. And this has been Unlucky Role Models Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. If you're over on TikTok, we're going to probably go another 5 minutes or something. So hop on over there for the quick little post show. Peace.
You gonna raid anyone?
No, because I never get it right.